The worst deploy of my career wasn't a bug. It was a Hacker News mention. In 10 minutes, we went from 200 to 8,000 requests per minute. The P99 response time doubled. The service was degraded for 3 days while we reviewed every line of code trying to find the bottleneck. The culprit? 6 decorators in the wrong place. The most frustrating part? The code looked perfect. I had a whole section in my team's style guide recommending exactly what was breaking us. People were reading that doc and following it, and none of us had ever actually measured it. That's the problem this video is about. We're going to open that black box. First, exactly what Python executes when you call a decorated function. Then the benchmark, including the case where the cost stops being linear and goes exponential. And finally, one rule that would have saved me 3 days. If you write Python, you've probably written something like this. Maybe it's a Django view, a FastAPI endpoint, a Celery task handler. It looks clean. It follows DRY. It feels like good engineering. But here's what's actually happening every time that function gets called. When Python processes a decorator, it transforms your function. CreateUser becomes myDecorator wrapping CreateUser, a closure object around the original. That means Python doesn't go straight to your code. It enters the wrapper first, creates a new execution frame, unpacks the arguments. Then it runs your actual function, and on the way back, it unwinds all of that in reverse. 1 extra frame, 1 wrapper, per decorator. 3 stacked? 3 frames before your code does a single useful thing. For an endpoint called 10 times a day, completely irrelevant. For a function inside a loop iterating 1,000,000 times, now multiply that by recursion. But we'll get to that in a minute. Time it. No external libraries, identical conditions. 3 versions of the same function. Raw, 1 decorator, 3 stocked. 1,000,000 iterations each. The kind of volume you'd see in a pandas pipeline, a Scrappy Spider, or a batch job on AWS Lambda. Raw, 0.047 seconds. 1 decorator, 0.089 seconds, twice as slow. 3 decorators, 0.21 seconds. That's a trivial function, return value times 2, running 4.4 times slower just from wrapping. No extra logic, just the call stock. The elegant code has a silent tax, and because it never hurts on your MacBook, you find out when your AWS bill spikes. Now, the exponential case I mentioned at the start. What happens when we put this inside a recursive function? Fibonacci of 30 makes over 1,000,000 internal calls. With 3 decorators, that's 3,000,000 extra frames, and the overhead stops being linear. Every recursion level stocks more wrappers on top of the ones already there. This is the silent tax nobody mentions at PyCon. It's not in the official docs, and your linter will never warn you about it. Execution speed is only half the problem. Every decorator creates an extra object in memory, a closure that holds references to the original function, its scope, its local variables. 1 doesn't matter. But on a server processing thousands of requests per minute, you start accumulating thousands of extra objects the garbage collector has to clean up. The result? Micropauses. Inconsistent latency that won't show up on localhost, but will show up on your Datadog dashboard during a traffic spike. Which is exactly what happened with us. A Django REST API decorated everywhere. Under normal load, invisible. Then Hacker News. Traffic went from 200 to 8,000 RPM. P99 doubled in under 10 minutes. 3 days of debugging. The fix was moving 6 decorators out of the inner loop. This is the same reason CPython's own standard library writes the performance-critical internals of ITools and functools in C, because Python function call overhead at scale isn't free. So are decorators a mistake? No, Flask, Django, and FastAPI are built on them. The mistake is using them without thinking about where they live in the execution path. The rule that would have saved me 3 days. Decorate the boundary, never the inner loop. If a function is called thousands of times per second, if it lives inside a critical loop, if it's part of recursion, the decorator comes out, logic goes direct. The decorator lives at the boundary, the entry point where the cost matters less, not inside the loop where it runs once per row, once per request, once per recursive call. Every at is a frame, and frames accumulate. Most Django views and API endpoints will never notice this. In batch jobs, recursion, and services that get Hacker Newsed, it can be the difference between a stable deploy and a 3 a.m. incident. The benchmark code is in the repo linked in the description. Copy it, swap in your own functions, run it against your actual hot paths. But here's the thing I keep thinking about. We just spent 7 minutes optimizing the performance of code that AI is increasingly writing faster than any of us can type it. GitHub Copilot, Cursor, Claude. The functions we benchmarked today, a well-prompted model generates them in under 3 seconds. That doesn't make this video irrelevant. Understanding why decorated functions are slow makes you a better engineer, whether you're writing the code or reviewing what AI generates. But it does raise a question I think every developer is quietly sitting with right now. If AI is writing the first draft, what exactly is your job? That question has a real answer, and it's not the one most developers expect. Last Tuesday, somewhere between 700 and 900 developers lost their jobs, not from one company, across the industry, quietly. The video on screen right now breaks down what's actually happening, why the companies doing the cutting are making more money than ever, and what the developers who are navigating this correctly are doing differently. If you're writing Python professionally, that video is the one that matters more than this one. See you there.